Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Learning Curve, where we dare to try and we learn to grow. Thank you for joining us on this journey, as every setback is a step forward to success. Okay, this is the start of the show. Hello, everybody. I am here today with my best friend and housemate and roommate and all of the above, Kyra Anderson.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. So today we're just gonna gossip. No, I'm kidding.
Not unnormal for us.
Yeah, not normal. This is a usual. I mean, the setting is different, but
A little bit more formal.
Yeah, having conversation like this is totally not out of the norm. But let's just hop right into it. I think
Okay.
I'm ready. We're gonna start off with tell your story, just because we shifted that last week, and I think that was a little better for people to know like who you were before they knew.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm Kyra Anderson. I am from Mediapolis, Iowa. I was adopted by my wonderful parents, Paul and Julie, when I was 4 months old.
Shout out.
Yes, love them. Great people. But yeah, I grew up in Mediapolis. It's a really small town. Grew up in like a rural area, so we were in agriculture and partly a town family. So I got the best of both worlds. But moved to UNI to follow my big brother Nick, and then from there I have been on an academic and learning journey since then, and it's been wonderful. I originally came to UNI to study biology and go on to med school, but womp womp on that part.
Womp womp. Tell them what you do now.
Yeah, so actually I study art and interior design, so shapes and colors all the way.
A little bit of a shift.
Yes, but I absolutely adore my program now, and it could not be a better fit for my lifestyle and just my personality anymore, and I love that.
For
So
sure. It's very
yeah.
Kyra.
It is very me, yes. Get to travel the world with it, meet new people, network all the time, get to make some special relationships with other students, and that's what's most important to me, so it's a great thing.
The super cool thing about Kyra and I is that we are complete opposites.
Yes.
I am like the yellow sunshine, wow kind of girl, and she's like the mellow black cat. Let's chill, and you have your moments.
I do have my moments, yes. Very black cat, like spontaneous with anything, for sure. Never know how I'm going to react.
I'm not. Nope.
No, predictable.
Complete opposite. But I like to have fun. Like, I'm still fun. Honestly, I feel like I'm more annoying than fun, but some people just enjoy that.
Yeah, for sure. No, I definitely need my little bright joy of sunshine in my life, for sure.
So sweet. Okay. This isn't even on here at all, but like, this is really impromptu, and I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay.
But do you have a favorite song?
Oh, gosh, a favorite song.
I've been listening to some bluegrass music lately. That's
very Sarah.
So out of the norm for you. But it's from the movie or show Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and it's like I'll Fly Away, You Are My Sunshine, but all bluegrass.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a song, this is what made me think of it. Sorry. There's like a process here of my brain, and this is where the train's going. But
Go with the
called what is it? Something about sunny days or something. Song's amazing, and I've been listening to it all day because it's so sunny outside, and what was it? Solar powered. I'm solar powered. Yeah.
Very much so. I can definitely tell the difference on different days.
When
if there's enough sunshine in her room, she thrives. If not, then it's just it's a mellow day for her.
It's terrible. And that's why I picked this room, because it's so sunny when it's sunny outside.
And I picked mine for the shadows and darkness. So.
Okay, back to your favorite song, because I can't stay on track ever.
We never can. But anyways, a favorite song.
Or like genre. We just touched toes. That was cute.
I didn't like that. Probably genre right now. I'm definitely leaning towards like, I love my indie. Like, I love my Lana Del Rey.
Mm-hmm.
Very much my vibe. But recently I've been going towards the 80s and 90s hard rock.
Oh, yeah.
Got a Signify Paul back in the day. Riding around in his truck. Listening to that. Singing out my little 5-year-old self's heart. I love that. But probably right now I've been listening to a lot of Kiss. Lots of significance to it, just because that was one of my first like real concerts that I ever went to with my dad 2 years ago, and it was on his bucket list, and I was so honored to be able to go with him, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a great time. Great band.
I feel like nothing beats nostalgic music. Like when you can like put yourself back into, it's kind of like art. When you look at specific art and you feel the emotions of when you were a kid, or you feel certain emotions, then it like really connects you. And that's how I feel about music a lot of the times.
Yes.
So I totally get the nostalgic.
I think that's why I like Lana too so much, is just because I can really put my like art into that as well, and as well as different moods for like interior spaces, and like be able to connect with like how people will interact with different spaces and how I'm designing them. And I think that's really important. So I really love music and art for my inspiration, hands down.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The next thing we'll do is the best advice you've ever received.
Oh my gosh.
It could be as funny as you want. It doesn't have to be serious.
This is actually going to get really deep, and I'm really sorry. But my mom's mom, so my Nana, one of the sweetest people and definitely a national treasure.
I love Nana.
God bless her. But one of the first things that she said to me as a kid and still says to me now that has really stuck with me, and it can be applied to absolutely anything too, which I absolutely love, is always let the flowers remind you of the rain that had to be necessary.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it's something that like makes you stop and think. It could be about the smallest thing, but coming back to it's like, wow, you have to really think about anything you do. And you have to appreciate the little things that come in life and little things that go in life.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that was probably my favorite thing that I could think of. But yeah, and that has really stuck with me because I really think about that just like in my everyday to day life anyways. But yeah, it makes me stop and appreciate everything that I have, like school, my relationships, friendships, religion, anything. Yeah.
And I think there's beauty in that because a lot of the times when we hit our adversities, we get so scared that we aren't going to come out on the other side of that.
Yeah.
But you look at butterflies, you look at flowers, you look at trees, you look at anything in nature, and they are literally a direct reflection of we had to hit a stopping point to then grow outside of that. You have to reach, keep going, don't stop.
Yeah,
keep going.
Absolutely.
And like I'm literally, my entire room is filled with flowers. So
yes, you are the flowers girl.
Literally love that so much.
Flowers and butterflies.
Yes, flowers, butterflies, trees, anything outside really.
Yes.
I feel like I just have a deeper connection with nature. Like there's
Yeah.
something about stepping outside and feeling the fresh air and having the sun shine on your face and anything like that. I'm instantly just me.
Yeah, at peace and everything too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about is fail forward, kind of lead right into the advice and a time where you felt that rain and how you let it bloom.
Yeah, I would definitely put that towards my academics. I mean, at 16 years old, I had started my medical career, and I thought that was like going to be my thing. Like, I mean, I loved helping people. I still do. But I thought I was going to be doing that type of work for the rest of my life. And I started that at 16. And then I got to college, and then, you know, like the core classes hit me hard. Like I was not ready for that at all. Coming from a small town, we didn't have the resources to like really dig in deep. And so I just didn't have the background that I needed. And once I got to college, I kind of realized that and realized that I was going to get really burnt out and just not enjoy what I wanted to do. So I wanted to find an outlet where I could, you know, still help people, but really enjoy what I did and use my passions and use my interests. And I found a great deal of that in interior design. But before that, it was a really hard time freshman year. Like, I mean, I had some unfortunate situations going on, and that really hit me hard too. So like feeling that bottomness was not ideal. But, you know, I explored of like what I actually wanted to do. And from there, I was able to figure out and grow and, you know, kind of learn from it. So it was a great time. But yeah, definitely don't regret being there. But in the moment, it was terrible. But now that I look back at it, I'm really glad that that happened.
Yeah, sometimes people don't teach you about the burnout that you get when you do something that you love and you go like balls to the wall.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh my gosh, I don't enjoy this anymore. I'm doing this for work. I'm, you know, forcing myself to get up every day and do it. Even though I once enjoyed it, now it's becoming a burden to myself because I've burnt myself out. I did too much.
I mean, some people may not feel that academically, but like in sports anymore, I know so many people that happen to them like that. And I think it can be applied to many different things. But yeah, I mean, it's a struggle, and it's really hard to come back from that. But
I completely agree. And like that happened to me with dance. And my parents were really like not frustrated, but just concerned that I would quit it all and then regret it one day. But I'm so glad that I now have a sacred space where dance isn't a competition anymore. It's not something that I actively have to keep competing in, but it's something that I can go home at the end of the day. I can dance in my room by myself and still enjoy the freedom and the liberation of having that hobby to myself.
Yeah.
And not having to share it with everybody else.
Yeah.
And I'm a do it kind of girl. I do literally everything. I probably have about every craft and sort of extracurricular that you could do in my home.
Yes.
But, you know, it's nice to not have to be forced to or have a schedule where dance is the thing that I have to be doing at the time. And now I just do it when my body needs it. And that's so like powerful. And that same thing with academics. Like if you don't want to do biology all the time, you don't have to now.
Yeah, and it's something that I can really explore too. Now with interior design, I can look at many different things. I can look at different cultures. I can look at different artwork. I can look at different historical time periods. Like it is amazing. Some people don't think it's like decorating a room, and that's not necessarily what we always do. We really figure out like down to the fine details of what size of screws need to go in the wall. Like it is something that every little detail matters, and the outcome is beautiful.
Yeah,
and
the
that's
fact
what
that
I love.
You get it in a physical form.
Yeah,
is amazing because not everyone gets to see the outcome of what they do, especially working in business.
Yeah,
like usually if I do something, it's like a little detail in a big grand scheme of things. But when you get to take your whole vision and put it out there for everyone to see, it's like really like
rewarding.
Yeah, rewarding
for
exactly
sure.
What I was thinking. All right, boom. That's the fail forward. Next thing we're going to do is learning roulette. As you guys know, I failed really hard, and I'm recording on my phone, so I can't spin through. So then I had to pre-pick it. La, 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 la. This is something that I added to the list because I thought that it showed a lot about who you are, and I wanted you to, like, explain your tattoos.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And maybe...
This is actually so fun.
I know. That's I thought too. But I also want you... So explain your tattoos and then give us a little glimpse of like if you were to get another one, what would it be and why?
Yeah,
I'm interested in that.
Yeah,
I don't really know, but we'll see.
I actually know exactly what I want to do.
Yay.
So my background with my tattoos. My first one I ever got is on my left shoulder blade, scapula, whatever you call it, whatever.
She's getting technical.
I am getting technical. But anyways, yes, it is my mom's dad, so my papa. It is his last signature that he signed on medical paperwork before he passed away. I was very, very close with him. All of us grandchildren on my mom's side were very dear to him. I am the middle granddaughter, so there's 6 of us, so there's 3 boys and 3 girls, and I was the middle of the girls. And my papa adored each and every one of us, and we all had a certain connection with him in some sort of way, whether it was through his interest, through our interest, doing everyday things together. But me and my brother were especially close to him. My mom got really sick when I was first adopted, so we actually lived on our driveway in their 5th wheel for a ton of months, and so from there he kind of brought me everywhere with him. So I was kind of his little sidekick, and it was a lot of fun, and I miss him very deeply every day. But I wanted to honor his name, and so I decided on that. I didn't want to do something like his initials or anything, just because my older cousins did that. Each one of us, actually, now that we're all above 18, all of us have tattoos now of him. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun little way to honor him, and we love that. But my other one is specifically designed by Miss Sarah Jane herself. We'll pat on the back over there. But yes, we got especially close freshman year.
Yeah.
And you drew this for me for, I think it was Christmas of 23.
Yes.
Yes. And I loved it. And so I wanted it to be permanent somewhere. So I actually had originally designed it much smaller. But my tattoo girl put this on as like big. She wanted to make it my full arm. And I actually really loved it. So I did it and I love it. I get so many compliments on it actually every day. And it's great. Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing about it. I really love the significance of it. As we talked about earlier with you loving nature too, and the butterflies, you know, kind of going along with life. And I don't think we're ever not going to be friends. So you're kind of stuck
she's
with
stuck.
me.
Yep. I feel everyone in my life right now, like if you're friends with me or at least a little close with me, like you're stuck. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that.
But I love the little, it's perfect. It's
Yeah.
perfect. It's so pretty.
Yeah, I love the celestial like stars in it and the clouds in it. Just because you're a May baby, and so every time I think of it, I always think of like clouds in nature, and that goes with the butterflies. And when I think of the stars, not in like a celestial way, but I love the moon and stars. So
Same.
yeah, definitely a good thing for us.
It's just a little reminder that there's so much more.
Oh yeah.
Like we are just tiny little human beings. We're like ants to the universe.
Yeah, so much to explore and do.
Right.
And yeah, what God gave us is crazy.
Yeah, and it's beautiful being like. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, I get to do this all again.
Yeah.
Like how amazing is that? How
Mhm.
beautiful is life, and having the opportunity to both live my own life and be in other people's life is huge.
Yeah, I so agree. Yeah. But my next one, if I was to get another one, I've actually thought about this recently. But I recently, a few years ago, I took a biology class and we did like our genetic testing, which like I have no idea with my background, because when I was adopted, they knew my mom but had no idea with what my dad's heritage was. And I actually found out that I am 70% Guatemalan from my mother, and then I'm actually 20% Samoan, and then the other 10 is like I don't even remember what the rest
random,
of it, but
yeah.
random stuff. But yeah, I really love like the Samoan culture and the Guatemalan culture, and I would love to travel there someday just to like reconnect back with my culture and see what that's like. But it's a little dangerous right now, so I'm gonna have to wait a few years, but it'll be a fun adventure later on. But I think what I would love to do is like a traditional symbols around my leg about that, and I'm not really quite decided on which one I would do, but I think that's what I would do, just to kind of connect back and rethink of like what would happen if I didn't come here. Yeah, so I think that's pretty special and pretty significant, just because I really like to have like a solid tie back with my tattoos, just because I like having a significance of them being on my body, for sure. But yeah,
I don't have any. I am bare skinned.
I draw on her, but that's different.
But yes, I'm very different. But I would definitely get one, for sure. I feel like on the inside of my arm here, I would do the 3 trees.
Yes.
Which has huge significance in my life and my faith journey and my grandpa. So if you know, you know. 3 trees is like my little sign that always pops up here and there.
Yes. Love that.
Yes.
I think it would be very cute.
Yeah. And then with some birds, because my dad raises birds and my grandpa raised birds. And everyone in my family loves birds except for Kyra, because she doesn't like
They're scary. I really don't like birds.
I'm just thinking back at like the first time that you came over and you're like, when I showed you the loft.
I was terrified to go into your pigeon house. I still am terrified.
It's called a loft, not a house, but that's okay.
Terrifying. Horror movie activities.
They're literally just small birds. No, the babies, the squabs, that I can understand. Like the ugly, when they're not like freshly born, but they're like mid, like they're. I can get behind that. All right. Probably the hardest part about this podcast is going to be 2 truths and a try. Give me what you got.
We're really going to fly by the seat of our pants right now. So
flying.
Okay. We're going to connect back with my travels. this past summer.
This past summer? Okay.
Just this past year, I should say, because I've done a lot of it. And we haven't quite talked about that. So I'm really excited for this, actually.
Okay.
So how many countries do you think I've been to?
Can you give me...
I'm going to give you a range.
Okay.
3 countries.
Okay.
4 countries.
Okay.
What's your...
4.
No.
Damn it. Sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to say that.
I have been to 3 countries. Yes.
I went with the higher one. Anyway.
I wish 4 countries. So that's okay. Yeah, so I got the opportunity with you and I to travel to Berlin, Germany for my art this past summer, and it was amazing. Definitely one of like the highlights of my academic years for sure. And then I actually got the opportunity to travel back to Germany again on the other side, to visit my boyfriend Casey. His sister is stationed there currently, so I got to go there and experience like the culture and style in itself, and it was a great time. We visited a ton of art museums and historical sites, and going along with the historical sites, we actually got to experience some other countries as well, so that was really cool. But yeah, and then let's see, what else am I thinking about?
Have you been to MoMA, Museum of Modern Art in New York?
No, actually.
Can we please go? Can we please go?
I would love to go back to New York. My parents and I went in 2020 actually. And it was like right as soon as everything was opening back up again. And it was crazy. Yeah. Times Square, everything is so wild in real life. And I would love to go to the art museum. It's not really my dad or my mom's cup of tea, so I had to compromise. But
so I was a nerd in high school, and I was in academic decathlon, and my like prime subjects were music and art. Like I was locked in, and we learned a lot about Andy Warhol, Georgia O'Keeffe, Ansel Adams photography, like things like that. Yeah. And Hannah went to MoMA, and
I saw that recently. I'm so jealous of her.
Same. Sorry for anyone wearing headphones, but yeah. I was so mad because she's sending me like the Campbell soup. She's sending me all these like super cool like photos and images, and then like live art, like art that's there, which is super cool. And so I would just love to experience that. And I feel like art is such an experience. It's not just standing and looking at a picture. Actually, the lilies,
the Monet,
yes, she saw that, and I was like, I have that hanging above my bed. That's crazy.
Yes, it is crazy. In Germany, we went to an art museum, and I got to see a Warhol for the first time in real life. And I mean, yes, it may be like splatters of paint on a canvas to some people, but to me, it was like really eye-opening because you see them in textbooks, you see them everywhere else, and you're like, wow, I'm actually standing at a painting that somebody made. Yes. Like they had thought of these little things.
This is crazy because I love art so much. I was in the bottom of Mocker, and there's 2 illustrations of Mr. Mocker. Have you seen those? And they look
I have.
Like literally like 2-year-olds drew them, but they're awesome because they were like a competition. So one guy drew it in 5 minutes and then got a ton of criticism for it. Another guy drew it in 3 minutes because he wanted to beat the 5 minutes. Yeah. And then they were like, oh, it looked like he drew it in 5 minutes. And he was mad because he drew it in 3 instead of 5. And he was like, I didn't draw it in 5. I drew it in 3. Like, come on. But they were criticizing him, but he didn't realize that.
That's crazy. And I actually didn't know that.
They gave it to Mr. Mocker as a gift, and then he gave it to you and I for the building that was named after him, which is super cool. But yeah, and they're at the bottom, and I was just like walking past one day, and then all of a sudden it like took me out of my routine, and I was just like, this is so cool. And they're kind of big paintings, like they're not small. So they were super cool. And like you said, to think that someone made these and went through the emotions of making it and made every little line with such like intricate detail and intricacy. Guys.
Whatever you want to call it, yeah.
But remember what we talked about last week? I can't speak.
But yeah, it is super amazing to like even working on my own paintings, like making mistakes and learning that any mistake can be fixed and be made into something special. And that's something I try to apply to my everyday life too, because I do go through the motions sometimes, and I stop and think, and I'm like, wow, I'm just going through the motions right now. I really need to like focus and be grateful for everything that I have around me, because a lot of people don't have these opportunities that we do, and I take that for granted a lot.
Same. I feel like that's both within like my everyday life and my relationships. Like sometimes I'm just sitting down and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't called Kyra in forever, or I haven't spoken to my dad in weeks. Why haven't, sorry guys, we're busy people.
We are busy.
But it's like, you know, you take those things for granted, and then you don't realize what you have until it's gone, and then you wish that you would have done something different. And taking time to pause and take time and just like stop and say, I can't be going through the motions. I can't be scrolling on my phone. I have to sit down and live the life that I want to live.
Oh yeah.
Especially, I wrote this in my phone the other day, but we are the product of the things that we consume.
Wow. Yeah.
If we consume laughter and relationships and social, you know, community, then we are the product of a wonderful community, and we feel loved and we give love. But if we are constantly on our phone listening to brain rot, we're brain rot.
Yeah. I feel that a lot. I mean, recently too, it's just, you know, we're kind of at the point in the school year where we're kind of like hitting rock bottom.
I hit that today.
Yeah. I hit that today. Drowning in all of our things. Like, our schedules are crazy right now. I mean, you and I just talked about how we saw each other maybe once last week.
Which is crazy. We live together.
We live together.
We live together.
Crazy. Yeah. But it, you know, we got to take it one day at a time. Take 1 minute at a time, 1 second at a time. And yeah, you know, we just got to kind of reflect and be
intentional. That was the word I was looking for earlier. Be intentional.
Yes, that is a great word to use for that.
Yeah. And understanding that, to be present and not think like, oh, well, in 2 weeks I'll have time to hang out with her. Or, oh, you know, during the summer when we're here alone and we're just working and there's no school, we'll hang out. Will we? I don't know. But, and that's not just to go with me and you. It's all of my friendships and relationships and things in my life, and my hobbies sometimes too. Sometimes I put those aside and then I'm like freaking out. But
yeah, don't want to lose your sense of passion in anything.
Right. Because like I said, you're the product of your consumption. So if you're filling yourself with your hobbies and your passions, then you're going to reap what you sow, and other people are going to see that too.
Yeah, no, for sure. I really agree with that.
So get out there and enjoy what you have, and be intentional.
Talk to people.
Be intentional with the time. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got on that. Any other thing you want to talk about?
I mean, I could talk to you for days, but
yeah, I know. Yeah, we could. That's yeah. So, what do you guys want to know? Yeah. Okay, you're a shopaholic. One more question I have for you is, what is your like go-to shopping tip? Because you're a saver. So
ooh,
I want to know.
This is true.
Yeah.
I'm a thrifty girl. I love a good thing on a good budget. Goodwill is my kryptonite. I love Mondays and Thursdays, 99-cent day. But I really like to take my time, look through things, you know, and I really like to think outside of the box too, with different pieces. Like, how can I make this me? How can I make this have my interests and express my passions and really take time to think about it? But other than that, I mean, I really look good for good materials. Yeah. But other than that, no, yeah, I really like taking time and looking in the details of things, for sure.
Details matter. Details matter. Whether you're shopping or living life.
Yeah. Agreed. But yeah, that's what I got for on shopping, besides just the fact that I like to buy anything and everything.
Yeah, and I'm kind of falling into the same boat. I mean,
Yeah,
you are who your friends are. So
sorry about that.
Turning into Kyra and spending all my money. Just kidding. But like, what's really toxic is that we make enough money to spend it.
We do.
So then we're yes, because we work all the time. So then we're like, oh well, you know, I have extra money this month. Let's go shopping, and then all of a sudden we're spending, and then we're making, and then we're spending. But
yeah, it's just a continual cycle.
if you want to know who makes the Cedar Valley economics rise, it's Kyra and I.
It is.
It's Kyra and I.
For sure.
And probably some of our friends too, but definitely
oh, yeah, I have a couple, too,
Yeah.
that are shopaholics just like I am. So.
shopaholics, but like good shopaholics.
Yeah.
We're not creating more junk.
no
'cause we're using it.
overconsumption.
No overconsumption.
Yeah.
Thoughtfulness.
Yes.
And
it's good for the
intention.
economy.
It's good. It's good for. Is that a Simpsons reference?
Yes,
It's good for the economy.
But yes, it is.
Okay. Last thing that we have is the give it a go. Something that you want me to try, or she's excited.
I have thought about
Why has
this.
everyone been excited? Everyone's like, yes, girl, chill out.
Yes.
Okay, what do you got for me?
Okay, so this is something that we're gonna do together,
Okay.
and I obviously love to paint. You love to paint. I have made you paint with me before. However, I am wanting you to reflect back into your religion a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I am wanting you to paint your faith journey for me.
Oh my gosh, I just got chills.
Yes.
I
I
just
am
got
so
chills.
excited for
Oh my
this.
gosh.
We love having deep conversations anyways,
Yes.
but I think this would be a great way for you to express to me your own faith journey.
Wow.
So I'm really excited for it. But yeah, I'd love to take an afternoon and make a day of it. But
We have
Yeah.
spring break next week, so we're gonna do this for real.
correct.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll have
stay
time.
tuned
Yes,
for
stay
some.
tuned.
Yes.
And I
but
won't be posting podcasts. I don't know. Next week will be play it by ear. A
Yeah.
lot of things are takes it as a win comes. So we'll just decide what we do next week. But as far as
Yeah.
give it a go, I'll be painting my face journey with Miss Kyra Jade.
Yes.
And I'm so excited. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can look at our socials at the Learning Curve /HQ at Instagram, or you can go to YouTube, which is a Learning Curve _HQ. And I'm so glad that you joined us. Thank you. And
Yes. Bye,
bye-bye.
guys.